Hi there. How are we all doing? Welcome to RPG Limit Break and the Dragon Warrior Randomizer Tournament. This is game 2 of the other semifinal up2ng versus Thirwolf. If up2ng wins this, he will face three-time finalist MisterHomes, who also happens to be my partner today. How are you doing today?
I'm doing much better now that I have a source of caffeine. How are you?
I'm doing okay. I do not have a source of caffeine. I just enjoyed some sparkling water, but that's all right.
Good choice, good choice. I got my goji berry green tea game on, so it should be a good one.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the first race finished exactly the same way as your first race, 29-second difference. So we'll see if they can top that today.
Oh wow, I didn't actually realize they were the same time. That's crazier than it already was.
But in this seed, once again, we're going to have a challenging start. Just 5 strength and 10 hit points. Now, they do have stop spells, so if they do run into a monster that's really weird and casts a bazillion spells, maybe they'll have a shot, but otherwise, it's going to be a tough start.
Yeah, it really all comes down to what kind of monsters there are in the starting zone. What type of starting zone is it? Is there swamp? Is there no desert tiles? Like, will the enemies have abilities that impede things? Might they get 2 keys at the start and get Erdrick's sword? Who knows, right? The whole range of possibilities is open.
Yeah, we're going to find out, though, very shortly because we're about 10 seconds away from live racing here on RPG Limit Break. So I'd like to thank everyone here for taking time out of your day for joining us. And we're looking forward to a really good one. And I am just continuing to ramble because I'm trying to see. I guess the competition will start at some point. You could say, Mr. Holmes.
That's correct. And just as you say it, they are off. So let's see. What kind of seed is it going to be today? I think we'll be able to tell fairly quickly on.
Yeah, here comes our first box. It is money, so they're hoping for a talent real buy real quick. Fairy water, that's bleh. And of course, we'll have the obligatory key. They do not have returns, so they will have to take the walk of shame out of the castle and start with no keys. And hopefully, as I said before, they will start with a decent town nearby. up2ng elected to stay first.
Well, there's something.
There are two somethings. Hey, that's almost a vanilla start. It's Breckenary.
Well, it looks like it's going to be an easy going as they have their pick of, 4 weapons, 2 of which they can afford.
Yeah, that's very fortunate. That hand axe, fortunately, they both got the 560 money, and so they both will add 15 attack power to their total.
Yeah, so again, they should be able to get out of the starting zone fairly quickly. It's just a matter of how are the stats going to cooperate once that's the case.
Yeah, exactly. And Drolls, man, if Thirwolf is able to pull that stop spell off, that Droll had a good chance of going down, but it did not. It was Thirwolf that went down, and the penalty for dying is you lose half your money, you spend 15 seconds in the penalty box, and the worst part, you get a stern lecture from the king, as up2ng kills a Drakey.
And yeah, I'm not quite sure if I'd want to even go after Drolls at this point, just because I doubt you're doing more than like 1 to 2 damage to them.
Thirwolf actually did 4. Oh, good gravy. 28 power, 2 speed, 4 hit points, 3 magic, the Spell of Radiant, and that is just level 2, and we find another town.
So what you're saying is we can go for drinks early tonight.
Sure. What's your drink of choice?
I'm quite a fan of cider myself, but again, if we're being PG-13, we'll say hot apple cider.
Yeah, fair enough. For a second there, I thought there was a third town, but there was not.
Thirwolf needs to find those easy enemies. It seems like he is trying to dabble in Zone 2 and just can't quite take those guys out yet.
Well, we continue on here. Up2ng spending the night at the end. Doesn't want to lose half of his money. He hasn't picked up the keys yet from Remolder. That is where you're gonna find Keytown. And oh my goodness, Thirwolf has found another cave just south of here. Oh no, Ghost with Hurtmore.
Man, that's super annoying. Like, thank goodness there was a town nearby. Although, I guess we did see some blue slimes, but really interesting to note that just 3 tiles north of the castle, Thirwolf saw a skeleton, which means that that is not an enemy you can encounter in the starting zone. So the castle is very close to the boundaries here.
Oh my goodness, and Thirwolf getting the worst luck. Magician has regular fire breath, and he gets to go to the box again.
I mean, so, like, what do you do at this point? Like, I guess you do want a ghost and just throw down a stop spell. That's probably the best way out here.
Yeah, so up2ng went to level 3 for 9 power and 2 speed, 3 hit points, 4 magic, and now he's gone to level 4 with another 1 power and not much else, but did pick up Return and Repel.
Now that's just so brutal to see Thirwolf keep dying like this. He would have easily been able to beat that Magidraki, but it attacked first. And so he only did 10 damage and it survived. So that's... Come on, let's go. Come on, RNG. Let's get a race here.
Yeah, exactly, as up2ng gonna probably knock out another Droll here. Drolls have Stop Spell and Hurt, so they are easy pickings. Two power, 2 speed, 12 HP, 16 magic for level 5, and the sleep spell. Great play by Thirwolf, throwing down a stop spell against the ghost.
Yeah, and speaking from my own experience, it can be like incredibly panicking when you have a start that goes this poorly, especially one that's due to bad RNG. So I'm glad to see he's kind of getting everything in order and should be off to the races now.
So now up2ng has picked up enough money to pick up 4 keys and will now collect them. As Thirwolf goes to level 3. Let's see what the box is here in Remolder.
Aha! My favorite! The buy 2, get 1 special.
Or spend 2, get 1 special or something. Yeah, it just wasn't great. So instead, up2ng is going to take a look at the treasury, and we are going to find a lot of money, so we have a potential gold grind in the bottom right. Dragon Scale for 2 extra defense, which up2ng immediately equips. We have a torch, and finally we have another key.
Well, that's pretty nice, honestly. I mean, with all the caves going on, should be able to get a gold grind going relatively quickly.
Alright, here we go. Thirwolf now going against a skeleton and knocks it down for 25 points. Nice kill.
Yeah, so, I mean, very much still anybody's race. It's all going to depend how the mid-game grinding goes here.
Another good play there by Thirwolf, not going with the stop spell, just swinging and knocking that Droll out for another 18 more. And now he's going to pick up a key.
That was really interesting. Like, I don't think I've ever seen a Droll die to only 16 damage. Did I miss another attack? That was crazy.
No, the Droll maxes out at like 20 hit points, so yeah, 16 would do it. up2ng found a cave. We did not see what it was, but we do know that he ran to a red dragon. Excuse me, a green dragon. MisterHomes' favorite.
Yes, a very spicy boy with its fire breath. So, I mean, at this point, what do you do? Their agility is still really, really low at 21 at level 5. So, like, how excited are you to try and get another level here? Or would you rather explore?
I might explore and possibly go for a gold grind. I don't know exactly what treasures we have available, or excuse me, what items are available in the stores of Brecondary and Coal as far as defense is concerned, but that's definitely something I'd look for.
Well, yeah, the only big thing I saw was the flame sword in Breckenary, but I didn't take a peek at what's in Rimeldar.
All right, let's see what we got in here. We have. Okay, the mountain cave is in Tanagel, so don't. Actually, after 5 boxes, he will be able to gold grind, but I think after getting slept and wrecked by the rogue scorpion with baby fire, Thirwolf might try again a little bit later.
Ooh, baby fire. Yeah, I kind of like what up2ng is doing right here. Like, this north zone with drolls and skeletons is just perfect for getting that quick 60-70 experience. I like that call.
Yeah, ghosts are also in there, which isn't all that great, but druins are. It looks like druins might be in the zone to the right. So now Thirwolf has noted that the flame sword and the silver shield is there. So it's very possible that Thirwolf might take a quick 23,600 money, or well, whatever it is, 24,600 money, and pick those two up. Also going to go to Romola. We'll see what's there.
Right, but I mean, it's not necessarily straightforward to even do a gold grind right now, is it? Like, you have to open up at least 2 chests in the mountain cave, and that's pretty dangerous right now.
Yeah, true. Now we also have a full plate, so yeah, we'll see how this works out. Thirwolf now gonna open those 2 doors and get a key back. So apparently Chad has come back and said that coal was found. And apparently there was nothing at the search spot. I did not see who found it, but we do see that up2ng has gained 12 power, 16 speed, 3 HP, and 5 magic, and hurt more on top of that. Oh boy, here we go.
All right, so yeah, we're definitely off to the races. I mean, they already have 57 strength at level 6. They have hurt more. They have heal, which is also important. It's like, now you just gotta go. Like, you just gotta go, and you need to find everything. That is the only option. Doesn't matter if you have 37 agility. Like, any struggles you have on the way usually can be made up with a grind after the fact.
Thirwolf now reaches level 5, and he now needs to hurry up and get to level 6.
Yeah, and if he stays right here, that shouldn't be much of a problem, honestly. Like, they'll be able to get a gold grind going once they get hurt more. I mean, the enemies we saw in the mountain cave were pretty good for that, like the rogue scorpions and the green dragons, so that would be my next sort of target.
Yeah, and then once you pick those off, then you'll quickly do your goal grind when you'll get a ton of defense that way.
Yeah, for the full plate, you get 24 defense, and for a silver shield, you get an extra 20. So that's 44 defense right there. So you'd fly pretty much from 12 to 56.
Yeah, and so pretty much you would instantly damage break wyverns.
Sick reference. I didn't know that off the top of my head.
And Thirwolf has told that Magi Wyvern to go to sleep and gonna risk it, and it's not gonna work out. But hey, I mean, this is one of those, hey, what the heck? Let's give it a try, see what happens. While
You might as
up2ng
well, right?
has, Yeah, that's right. And up2ng did check out the Swamp Cave boss. It was, unfortunately, a golem.
Oh, that's interesting. So that suggests to me he was considering the possibility of Hurtmore grinding something there if that option was available. I'm not sure how I'd feel about this at that point. Maybe I guess with only 34 HP, maybe you're just looking to get some HP to help with exploring so you don't die in one shot to Axe Knights.
Yeah,
Sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, especially like what happened there. Thirwolf has cast sleep to nobody. He cast sleep to the stairs. Then he tried to talk to the stairs. And now the radiant comes out, and here we go.
Yeah, so it's going to require some luck. I mean, okay, Stonemen you can put to sleep, or you should at least. So that's unfortunate. But yeah, that's 3 super dangerous enemies that you want Hurtmore for. So you gotta get that next level if it's right there, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely. But looks like Thirwolf's going to try again. As up2ng will very quickly dismiss the wolf.
So honestly, what I'm hoping for is that Thirwolf can find something for that 27 experience he needs to get the next level, and then can just absolutely obliterate things with Hurtmore. But the opportunities are running out here.
Yeah, down goes another rogue scorpion for up2ng, and this experience lead is going to climb quickly. Now, Thirwolf could get a hero run like right there, and now he's got a fighter's ring. So he'll quit that for 2 additional offense.
Yeah, but you still need to open 1 more chest to get a gold grind.
All right, so he learned his lesson with the Stone Man, is putting it to sleep.
All right. Chances are looking reasonable here. Come on, man. Okay, there's a wolf. That's great.
Yeah, another good one. This time he's going to attack it, and this will be very... Oh, this is going to work out perfectly.
Love it. Beautiful. You got a race.
But meanwhile, up2ng has picked up another some 12 or 19 agility, a lot of agility, and also two more strength. So this is working out very well. Wings and Erdrick's sword. Oh gosh.
So huge point to note here. I know Thirwolf did this in the last race. He hasn't checked his spells yet, so he does not know he has Hurtmore. Like, there's no way he could know.
At the same time, does he really care? Because he just knocked out that Wolf Lord like it was nothing.
Hoping that he uses the menu to heal or something like that, but that's bad. Like, you gotta check your spells.
And he's probably not going to go back, and it's going to cost him dearly because up2ng has just found the Stones of Sunlight.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's going to be an annoying, probably couple-minute time loss at the end of the day, but, I mean, we saw the enemies in there are great for fighting, so hopefully it won't be that much of a loss.
Now, the good news for Thirwolf is that he is performing his gold grind as up2ng reaches level 8. So those statistics weren't all that bad as Thirwolf crosses 66 gold. That's funny.
All right, up2ng just going to town here with the anti-beta strep luck of actually killing green dragons, which again makes me very sad.
Yeah, the odds of green dragons resisting the Hurtmore is 1 in 8. So pretty good, and usually if you can get a Hurtmore off, you will kill that green dragon, but...
Well, you'd be surprised. It's probably less than 50%, honestly. Because their max is 72, I think.
Good thought putting the green dragon to sleep, but he is going to die.
I mean, sometimes death is a preferable alternative because now the gold grind can commence.
Exactly, and up2ng is going to have plenty of time. He's up 600 points, although Thirwolf taking the quick way out of the castle and casting Return.
So I'm hoping he noticed Hurtmore was there. Because again, like, if he doesn't realize and runs into an Axe Knight on the overworld, he's not going to fight it, and that would be a huge mistake.
All right, there's the silver shield purchase for Thirwolf. up2ng is going to buy the full plate, did not do a full gold grind, so he will not get the silver shield this time.
Well, it looks like their agility is come around, but you never know if that stays down for the rest of the seed, you might be wishing you had that silver shield.
Oh, up2ng going up against the blue dragon. Hurtmore resistance there is 7 out of 16, but he nails both of them, and he gets 190 and level 9.
I have to admit, I'm very jealous of that. In a race last night, I don't think I missed more Hurtmores against blue dragons in my entire life. So yeah, I'm pretty perturbed by that. Although pleased. Pleased and angry, is that possible?
Sure. All right.
Also, yes, as Mahdi, Hurtmore is a dart in the case of blue dragons.
Exactly. As Thirwolf now picking up the full plate, so now has 64 defense. So I think he's damage breaking rogue scorpions, or it's getting close to it.
I mean, that's not even that big of a deal when you're just Hurtmoring it. But yeah, just to give an idea of where things are at, it's pretty much perfect.
So now up2ng going through the grave of Garanham. 5 boxes here as well, as Thirwolf goes ahead and refills his keys.
Right, and like you said, it's going to be interesting to see if Thirwolf is ever going to go back into the mountain cave until maybe the very end, because that would mean he would possibly explore a lot more than he would actually need to. And finishing your exploration first is a big deal, so that's something to keep your eye on.
Yeah, exactly. As up2ng now finding the silver harp in the first 3 boxes of Garanham. Not going to deal with the bottom 2 quite yet.
No, I wouldn't even look at them. Like, basically, it's just you need the token, you need the armor, you're done. That's it. So, I mean, chances are the token's not even in a chest right now. So, I like it.
Thirwolf going against the blue dragon and not winning that bout. So he'll have to try again. He's been in the penalty box 8 more times than up2ng. We did have a question in chat that asked, how did up2ng get ahead? And that right there was pretty much it, because most of those deaths happened early in the game.
Oh boy. So, man, is this going to be one of those seeds where they're just not going to get HP the whole time?
Well, those can be the best types of seeds, where you really have to be strategic in your battles. There is Cole right there. up2ng has found it. Nope, no silver shield there. He didn't notice the silver shield was available in Breckenary. Now we'll check the spot, and the fairy flute is there. Okay, so no, this is the first time we found Cole. We did find the vanilla fairy flute.
Hooray! Oh my goodness. I still don't think Thirwolf knows he has Hurtmore.
Yeah, that's a huge shocker. up2ng finding the harp conversion cave, so that harp will turn into the Staff of Rain, one of 3 items you need to get into Charlotte Castle.
So here's something that's even more important. So if Thirwolf doesn't know he has Hurtmore, I was thinking, oh, well, the next level he learns a spell, he'll check and probably realize. But in the next 3 levels, they don't learn any spells. So this could be really, really bad.
We find a stone man over in Hawksness, as Thirwolf does pick up the Stones of Sunlight, so good idea to go back there.
Again, check the spell list again. Oh, man.
Yeah, this is a huge surprise. I mean, eventually he's going to run low on HP, you would think, and then he would check to see that he's got heal or something, or could use sleep. I have no idea what's going on here.
Yeah, he's been in the menu several times, so it's just kind of like a blind spot.
And now he passes away to a green dragon.
Yeah, welcome everybody from Ferran Burgundy stream. Thanks so much for raiding. Party of 4, your table is ready.
So up2ng did defeat the Stoneman in Hawksness and found Erdrick's armor. Well, that's only the best armor in all of RPGs, arguably. And why is that, Mr. Holmes?
I don't know. I mean, it's pretty fashionable, first of all. Plus, it's also functional. In fact, it has an egregious number of functions, such as massive health regeneration, reduction of hurt more damage, reduction of fire breath damage. It gives you protection on swamps and all sorts of fun stuff. Gives you stop spell resistance. I mean, I probably covered the major ones, but maybe not everything.
And there's Invenerable in chat who likes Final Fantasy IV Free Enterprise a lot. Well, I wouldn't say a lot, but more than Dragon Warrior Randomizer, and he's now said that Erdrick's armor is the second best armor.
Well, I mean, that's just wrong, but yes, we'll let him believe it. I'm kidding. I'm just trying to be intentionally conflicting.
Fair enough. So up2ng found yet another cave. It was being told in chat that it was the Jerk Cave. So that would be the place where you turn in the Staff of Rain, the Stones of Sunlight, and Erdrick's token for the Rainbow Drop.
Oh man. I'm just trying to figure out what's going through Thirwolf's mind right now.
Well, he did cast Repel, so you would think that he has hurt more now. So he knows that. So we'll see.
But
or not. Wow.
Doesn't even know
okay.
he has. Like, why would you die there otherwise?
Yeah, I really have no idea, as up2ng is now level 10, 3 levels clear of Thirwolf. 4 power, 7 speed, 1 HP, 4 magic, no spells.
So what is going to be really interesting here is the fact, okay, we got 2 major sort of game changers, or potential game changers that could flip this race on its head. One is the fact that Thirwolf has the Silver Shield and up2ng doesn't. And the second thing is there's no straightforward grind enemies. So even when up2ng does get everything, it's like, well, what do you do? Do you fight a stone man with like 60 HP or what? So like there could be a possibility of someone finding a really good grind area and taking advantage of that.
Yeah, and that grind area might be that mountain cave, the first floor of that mountain cave where there were green dragons and rogue scorpions. That looked to be a good place to start.
Yeah, again, using herbs. I don't even think he knows he has heal.
Well, he should know now, because he just cast sleep on the stone man.
I know, but it's just, I don't think so.
Oh, there's the heal.
Okay, good. That's 1 out of 2. Arguably the less important of the 2.
And that is something Thirwolf desperately needed, a Kaishin no Ichigeki, and gains Erdrick's armor.
Yes. Sometimes in the course of these races, like literally one thing like that can make a huge difference. Like multiple minutes difference, and I would argue that is one such case.
But the Stone Man has won round 2 over on Thirwolf's side, where up2ng is doing quite a bit of exploration right now.
Yeah, it really seems like a journey to find Cantlin right now, because I'm guessing that's going to have the token, unless it's at the bottom of the grave.
Yeah, we will find that out. We did find a cursed belt previously, is that right?
Yeah, that gives some information, I suppose.
Alright, Thirwolf now reaching level 8. And now going to go through the swamp cave. We're going to look through there.
I mean, if that leads to Cantlin, that could be a big deal. Oh, checking out the golem spike tile, and is going to be annoyed.
But it is otherwise a good idea, so, I mean, definitely can't blame him for that.
Yep. I mean, so that suggests to me that he does know he has hurt more. Uh-oh. Rip.
Oh my goodness, the Stone Man with heal more, that's probably not going to work out. Yeah, there he goes. Now he's going to run.
No, still doesn't realize it.
Yeah,
No,
that's a very curious play, that's for sure. And Thirwolf losing to the Green Dragon. Now he might have actually maybe not. He ran from the Green Dragon knowing that he had Dragon Lord breath and only 43 hit points. I think he's at level 8. So
that's a good point. Very, very good point.
All right, so he's going to try again, and there's the golem.
I mean, do you throw down the fairy flute?
There's the Hurtmore to knock out a rogue scorpion.
Thank you.
Oh dear, but now he's 1,300 points down. But there's still time left. The race is not over.
That's nothing. Like, you get to an end game and you're getting about 400 plus experience a minute. So that's really only theoretically 3 minutes of grinding. Sounds crazy, but it's true.
Yeah, not very far away. But up2ng finding an armored knight, and with that very low resistance, no problem knocking it out with 2 Hurtmores.
Right, so level 11 should be right around the corner here, assuming all is well. Which it is.
Alright, level 11 yields 0 power, just 1 speed, 7 hit points, and 0 magic. Wow, that is quite the level right there.
Yeah, I see 2 exclamation marks from a specific member in chat whose name I am not going to say, but they're probably very excited about that.
Yes, his name has been mentioned over and over as time has throughout the years. This is the 4th annual Dragon Warrior Randomizer tournament. We have raced over 400 times, so very familiar person. Glad to see him here.
Yeah, we got some calls for a level 20 seed here. That's not out of the realm of possibility.
Well, yeah, I mean, up2ng still looking for about 42 more hit points and still a bit of strength, so still got a ways to go.
Please press the any stat to continue.
A valiant effort by up2ng against the Golem, but Golem had his coffee today.
Yeah. So, I mean, those are the kind of decisions that can really cost you time. I mean, that was probably close to a minute spent in that battle, blowing that sweet sounding fairy flute over and over. But yeah, not necessarily something you want to try and do again. I'd
So I'm assuming that we're going to continue the grind here. Up2ng, I think, went right back to the swamp cave. Now going to check out the other side, and I think at this point Caitlin is on the other side. I haven't seen the first continent.
True. Are you saying first continent because Breckonary's on this one?
No, it's just the first continent we ran into.
Oh, very clever.
Oh, Axe Knight, why did you bother showing up in up2ng's face there? That was just not a good idea.
All right, come on, Axe Knight, go away. There we go.
And go away it did. So, Thirwolf gaining 130 points, very important.
So it definitely looks like we've seen both runners in the same enemy zone at completely different parts of the map, as they're all getting Axe Knights and Stonemen.
Yeah, and I think Thirwolf is now convinced that there is nothing in that first continent. Oh my goodness, we find Sherlock in a cave right at the mouth of it. Nice!
I actually think that has to be Erdrick's cave, or maybe the Stones of Sunlight cave at this point.
Well, I guess we're going to find out. We also have a Sparkover bridge on top of that. That would be a bridge with one tile right after it. It is indeed Erdrick's cave, and up2ng just nopes out of that, and he continues exploring.
Yeah, I can't blame it, especially when you don't have outside and you don't even necessarily know if there's going to be an item in a chest that you even need. So, again, like, that just speaks of nice, efficient running, and I give that my support. I think that's good decisions. That's what you have to do to kind of set yourself apart at this top level of running. Like, everyone knows how to play this game, but it's when you start making those educated decisions that you can really gain on your opposition.
A reminder that if up2ng wins, he will win the best of 3 series against Thirwolf and will face 3-time finalist MisterHomes in the grand final. If Thirwolf wins, we will have a game 3 on Saturday night.
All right, so now we get another look at Continent 2. Oh, and there's a path up north here. I wonder... Oh, never mind. I said nothing.
10 power, 20 speed, 30 hit points, and 0 magic.
I don't know, that MTM must be very conflicted about that.
Nah, he's gonna celebrate.
I mean, there were theoretically lots of zeros.
And now Thirwolf finds the cave and the Sparko bridge, and Thirwolf just outright skips it.
Nice, because he probably is like, yeah, that has to be Stones of Sunlight or Tablet Cave. I don't need either one of them. Probably.
And there be the town of Garanhan. Not quite what he was looking for there.
Yeah, but at the same time, he only has 1 MP, so any town is pretty much welcome at that point.
Too true, too true. And gonna check the weapons store here. I doubt he's gonna buy a silver shield from this point. Well, okay, does pick up a large shield for 10 extra defense.
Yeah, and with 85 agility, that might be all you need.
Yeah, I think I agree with you, because now you're damage-breaking wizards, so there aren't a lot of monsters that you're going to be that are going to hit you real hard at this point.
Yeah, and anything above that, you can basically hurt more.
Except for one monster who we've not quite seen yet.
No, we don't talk about that.
Thirwolf knocking out an Armored Knight for level 9.
So here we got the Stones of Sunlight Cave as predicted, because it was the only one left. And it's got money.
Yeah, he's got money. Really what he wanted to find there was a death necklace, because there were 4 boxes right there, so I definitely can't blame him for checking all of them. Did not find it, so here we go. There's the damage-breaking wizard, but it does have hurt more.
What is this, vanilla?
You know, funny you should say that, because one race that will be happening on RPG Limit Break Sunday night at 9 o'clock will be the Super Speedrun race. This is going to be a casual race. Everybody's welcome to participate. And we are going to play with no randomization whatsoever. We're just going to boost all the monsters' experience totals, and we'll play very fast experience. So it's going to be a quick race. It's going to last not much longer than an hour.
But I wanted to gold grind for half an hour.
Well, you can't, because we boosted that. up2ng has found Caitlin.
Hooray! So now I guess this is just going to be a bit of a matter of how hard are these coordinates to find, if there are any.
Oh gosh, 0 to the south, 15 to the west. Oh my goodness.
How come this never happens to me? I swear, every time I commentate. Well, there's a little bit of water in his way. I wonder how that's going to impact up2ng here.
Well, it's going to be a very daunting... oh, I'll shut up. He found Erdrick's token.
Boo!
Well, I guess there's one thing that remains for him, and that's trying to find a good monster to grind on. Excuse me.
Right, as well as seeing the beef jerky. Also known as just the jerk.
Yeah. Lost a little bit of track as to where that is. I have a feeling he's going to grind Stoneman for the time being.
Yeah, I mean, with 94 HP, you might as well.
He is going to need
as well.
Yeah, he is going to need to throw down stop spells, because the Stoneman does know heal more. Thirwolf quickly finding Caitlin.
Man, it makes me wonder, like, what is the right play here? Like, I'd almost be inclined to fight in Sharlock at this point.
Yeah, maybe Sherlock, or go down that mountain cave and fight green dragons and rogue scorpions, because you know that's almost virtually guaranteed, despite the Dragon Lord breath.
But I mean, there's also stone men too, so if you're gonna fight them, why not go to the spike tile?
Alright, nice job knocking out the wizard by Thirwolf, and an armored knight by up2ng. And the decision is go find Stonemen.
So has up2ng even seen that they have heal more at this point, or is it just Thirwolf?
No, it was just Thirwolf. So we're gonna see if he changes his mind after this happens.
Yeah, Bry in chat is right on top of that, and I just saw that after I said it.
Thirwolf reaching level 10.
So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if up2ng finds out right now as he's not putting the Stone Man to sleep. And there you go.
So will he continue play? No, he's going to run away. Now, is he going to heal and then take him on and stop spell? Let's find out.
Dragon Warrior runners, do they know things? What do they know? Let's find out.
Ha! Well, he knows that he missed a sleep on the Stone Man, and here comes the stop spell. It is no good. Oh dear, 2 stop spell misses in a row. That pushes me toward that 8 and 16, and I nailed it. 8 and 16 stop spell resistance.
Hey, I am the one who does math here.
Yes, that's right. MisterHomes knows a lot about statistics, let me tell you.
Yeah, actually, I can say that 8 out of 16 or 50% is pretty much. Oh, it's the worst because anything that's close to 50% is going to have a ton of variance associated with it. So, like, it could be possible that you get a ton of failures in a row, or you could get a ton of successes in a row. It's just super swingy and unpredictable.
Well, Thirwolf is gonna give it a try with this stone man, and looks like this round it's gonna work out.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, with only 49 HP at this point, you can't really take on a golem. So, I mean, you kind of just have to feel things out here.
Yeah, this is kind of now that you said golem. I wonder if up2ng is going after that golem.
Yeah, do you ever try hurt mooring the stone men just to try and skip out on heal more? Like, is that ever an option?
I have done. I have tried the hurt more on the stone man. It's the same resistance as a blue dragon, 1 and 16 or 7 and 16. Excuse me.
You
So,
liar. I mean, you corrected yourself, so you're not a liar. But yes, it's 7 and 16.
yeah, up2ng winds up going to Sharlock instead, and well, that's not a good start.
And so as we hit the 44-44 point of this race, we're pretty much squarely in go mode.
Yeah, pretty much. And Thirwolf needs to continue going against these Stonemen. This might be how he can catch up. I mean, it's going to depend on when Healmore is learned.
Yeah, and like I said, it really all depends on the luck factor. When you have something that's 50%, it's who knows, right?
Oy, and there's the Healmore. Just that 25% according to our tracker, Cyberdark. It's so amazing.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like, oh, Thirwolf is just in a really tough spot here. But hopefully he can kill this one just to get the level.
And finally, up2ng finding a good monster here in the Star Wyvern.
Yeah, personally, like, I'm trying to think. I feel like golems might be the right play, but then you're throwing down the fairy flute, so it's just, oh. But with 118 attack power, you should be smashing that golem pretty hard.
Yeah, exactly. We reached level 13, just 1 power, 1 speed, 1 point, and 3 hit points, or 1 magic point, excuse me. And I did not see, did learn hurt, yippee, and outside.
Alrighty, so let's just keep an eye on this experience gap. Right now it's at about 2,000.
All right, Thirwolf going to try that Stoneman one more time. up2ng's just trying to find a monster. Finally does with a Star Wyvern. That's what he wants to find.
That's not a hurt more. I'll show you a hurt more.
Who are you, Golbez?
Maybe I am, maybe I'm not. I'm a mysterious person.
Actually, I meant Rubicon.
Okay, well now you've just lost me.
Play Final Fantasy IV sometime.
Alrighty,
And
so Thirwolf is gonna bite the biscuit here, and it'll be interesting to see what he decides to do.
yeah, he's not quite at level 12. I mean, that's going to be the golden level right there. Oh,
Almost with the bonus Stone Man there.
so now up2ng going to go back to town and knock out a Demon Knight, because that's easy pickings right there.
So yeah, I mean, first floor Sharlock was pretty brutal, to be honest. It had golems and stone men, the two enemies that you're purposefully avoiding. So it's like, do you even try and go to the second zone, or what do you do? There were armored knights on the overworld. Like, there were axe knights, but that zone had stone men too. So who knows?
Yeah, Thirwolf knocking out a green dragon. Very close now to getting that 90 or that 28 hit point gain there, and that's what he's going to need for. If he beats the golem here, he'll get that experience. He'll get that hit point boost.
Yeah, let's see how this goes. I mean, you got good chances, honestly. But I mean, sometimes you're just gonna die, and you're gonna lose a lot of time. Let's hope that's not the case, because this is a way to pick up time really quick.
All
It'll
right,
be really
well, he
interesting to
woke
see
up.
whether he heals or not here, or if he just goes for the kill.
Yeah, he heals. That I could have done. Yeah, that could have gone either way. Definitely couldn't blame him for healing. And actually, that was turned out to be a good play.
Well, I mean, he stayed asleep for one turn anyway. I think it's one turn away from dying, regardless.
Ooh, boy. Deciding to heal instead and stays asleep, and that's going to be the victory, and that will be level 12. That's what he needs.
Yeah, it's super important to keep track of how much damage you're doing, because that could have gone very, very poorly. But instead, thankfully it worked out, but just knowing that it only takes one more hit, you could have saved yourself a bit of time there. Maybe it wasn't for sure, so who knows, but yeah, it worked out. That's all we care about.
All right, here we go. Thirwolf continuing to go against the golems here. We'll see if that works out. up2ng spending a night in Garanham. Electing to keep the Drakema alive, but I don't think that Demon Knight's long for this world. Nope.
Alrighty, so I'm just trying to figure out what the damage range on these golems is. Probably close to 20 to 40, right? Sounds
Yeah,
about right.
I think so. The golem has 60 agility, so he's shooting. I don't know. What is that? 22 to 44.
Yeah, that's pretty good. So you're going to take him out in 4 to 5 attacks. I mean, you can survive 2 attacks as well, so I mean, chances are good. It's just a matter of how cooperative is the golem going to be staying asleep.
What also is helping Thirwolf out is that he's damage breaking everything up to green dragons. And let me explain what damage breaking is. We've been talking about it, and we haven't explained what it is. It means that your defense is higher than your opponent's offense. And if you do that, then your damage goes from really high to really tiny.
Oh man, we got again another golem drinking its supply of coffee. Just keeps waking up, and that fairy flute time adds up in a hurry.
Yeah, exactly. But that is a defeat of the golem right there. Now, up2ng did reach level 14. Didn't really gain a lot of statistics. Apparently, there were a couple zeros in there as well. And now has learned heal more. So the golems are definitely in his could definitely be in his future now.
I mean, I think he's found a pretty good spot here. These armored knights are pretty solid. There's also druid lords, which are nice. Like they're just quick, easy one shots for 58 experience. There's demon knights, which are easy for 90 experience, and he's taking full advantage of it. I think that's a really good play.
And now that he's run into a golem, and now it's time to fight. This one, he's gonna win.
Yeah, Paradigm saying stats aren't that far out. They're getting pretty close. I mean, the one thing really handcuffing them right now is MP is only for 9 heal mores, so it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. You probably need a solid 16 to 18 strength to compensate for that.
Yeah, and still at large is the Death Necklace, so we'll see. We'll see if that has a factor. We still have 33 hit points to go before we consider that.
All right, I'm not counting anything out just yet. It seems like this is interesting. It depends how long up2ng is going to go with this particular grind.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but that experience lead is slowly, and I mean very slowly, growing. And I mean, Thirwolf still has to get to 5,625 experience points to get that heal more. So I think it's just going to slowly grow a little bit more.
Yeah, but as the levels pile in, this golem is only going to get easier and easier. I mean, not with that level, but, you know, once Healmore comes, you can really fly.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, we'll see how this works out. But right now, I say up2ng is about 4 minutes ahead, give or take.
Oh yeah, at least. 2,600 experience, I'd argue like 6 or 7.
We are 55 minutes into game 2 of this semi-final between up2ng and Thirwolf. This is if up2ng wins, he will face MisterHomes, my broadcast partner, in the grand final starting next week. If Thirwolf wins, we will have game 3 Saturday night right here. I think it's right here in RPG Limit Break. I am Game Boy F9, and as I already said, I am joined by MisterHomes, and I'd like to thank all of you for joining us this evening. CD Improv, our lead restreamer, restreaming this one. She's restreamed a bazillion of these matches this year. Really appreciate her helping out. I could say the same thing about CyberDark86's tracking. He is our lead tracker. We'd like to thank him as well.
Yeah, and of course, a huge shout out to RPG Limit Break for being willing to host us and kind of give us the exposure to their huge audience. That has played a huge part in making this as awesome as it has been.
Yeah, exactly. The Dragon Warrior Randomizer Discord has increased by like 70% since the start of the tournament, maybe even 75% now. It has grown. It is big.
Well, I saw, 19 HP there? That's pretty solid. Still lacking in the strength department.
Yeah, that is 19 HP, but up2ng indeed has to grind one more level at a minimum.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, you're still not really expecting to get any double attacks here, and essentially you want to be pulling 15 average damage to win at these stats, so that means you would need 100 strength. So again, like, if you get the right stats, it could be the next level, but basically the MP is really handcuffing things here.
Alright, so Thirwolf's going to have some great news in 2 golems, but oh, golem had too much coffee, and he'll have to try again. Fortunately for Thirwolf, it's not going to take long for him to get back to the Swamp Cave and try again.
Yeah, and I hate to call this one early, but it's looking good for up2ng here. Definitely is keeping pace and increasing that experience gap.
A little bit of a curious play here. Thirwolf is fighting this Snowman. We'll see if it works out here. So far, so good, dealing 90 damage. Snowman has about 135. Okay, gets the Snowman. That's fine.
Yep, that helps. I mean, as it was mentioned, there's only the 25% heal more, so that's not a huge.
Okay, just based on what Thirwolf is doing right now, it looks like he's headed towards Sharlock.
Seems a little preemptive to make that switch. I mean, it kind of depends on what the next level gives, right?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you know, he could just pick up heal more, and that'd be good to go here.
I guess theoretically, like, this level's not out. Like, we know what the levels are already, but from Thirwolf's perspective, it's not unrealistic for this level to actually be the one. So, I mean, can't blame this play too much.
So up2ng still has about 1,000 hit points to go, or experience points, excuse me, until level 16.
I'm a little curious with Thirwolf. Like, if I were him, I would be definitely contemplating trying to go down through Sharlock rather than just chilling on the top floor. That way you're doing more than one thing at once.
Okay, that's kind of interesting. He ran from a golem, and then he ran from a stone man.
Probably just like, oh wait, those are the two enemies I had on spike tiles. Well, rip.
Druin Lord goes down over an up2ng side, and it's not very far from level 16 now.
Yeah, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say if this level 16 is gonna be the one. I'm going out on a huge limb.
Oh, here we go. We're gonna knock out an Axe Knight with the repel there. Not quite at 94 defense, but there is level 14. And now the decision making is going to get interesting. There's the one response speed. It's not quite enough to break the Axe Knight there, but there's the heal more, and what's he gonna do?
Yeah, like if he decides to stay in this Axe Knight zone, it is combined with a bunch of stone men, so I do think that golems really is the play.
Yeah, that looks like exactly what he's going to do here. Just quickly pick up those golems. Now he'll catch up to pretty quickly to up2ng with this grind here. So, I mean, the race is still not quite over, although up2ng right now is the heavy favorite.
Right, it's all going to depend on how close the go level is, because you're pretty much looking for a Sharlock death to have the potential to flip things. I don't think it's going to change just from pure grinding.
Well, that's a good start. One sleep for the golem for 255 experience, as up2ng going up against another Armor Knight here, and this grind has worked out very well. Now 3,600 points ahead.
Yeah, I'm really impressed by it. It has been working fantastically. And honestly, with the low MP, this might be one of the better decisions because there's a town so close to where he is.
Okay, Thirwolf just blowing the fairy flute once and then just fighting it out after that and taking any heal mores he might need to do. So this is working out just fine. 9 power, 4 speed, 18 hit points, 4 magic. Ooh. So now it's time for the hunt for that death necklace, I think. Or more level. I don't know. This is going to be very interesting now.
Right, this is actually super, super close. This is one of those close levels where you'd be at 139 attack power with the death necklace, which is about a 9 to 19 range. So you're looking for 12 attacks and you got 10 heal more. So it's like, it's right there, but it's not a gimme by any shot.
Plus, where is the death necklace? I mean, that's also a big question.
Yeah, I mean, and it's not out of the realm of possibility to try and win without the death necklace either. With 7 to 14, you're looking for about 15 attacks to win. And you're going to get double attacks, but you need a few of them. So it's just super close.
So how did you get that 7 to 14 and 9 to 19?
I consulted the Oracle. But yes, easy way to figure out your damage on the Dragon Lord is to take your attack power, basically drop 100 from that. So in this case, up2ng would be at 29. You axe that by a factor of 2 to get 14, and that is your maximum roll. And you axe that by 2 to get 7, which is your minimum roll. Now there's some slight differences with when you're at a weird number like 129, sometimes you're more likely to get a 14 than a 7, but I haven't quite figured that out yet.
So
interesting.
Yep, go ahead, Mr. Holmes.
Well, by up2ng exploring the tablet cave shows that Death Necklace is top of his mind right now. That's not something you do unless that's what you want. That's the only thing to be looking for.
Yeah, so here we go. I mean, it's just so it's either those bottom 2 boxes in Garen's grave, or it is in Sherlock somewhere in the 25,000 gold piece Erdrick sword pyramid.
Right. So I guess what are we calling the grave chests? We got the judges table. I guess maybe we could have the law chest and the order chest.
Sure. Whatever you say.
I don't know. I was watching Will Wagner music play some WWF WrestleMania, and I made him play as Law and Order, so that's kind of fresh on my mind right now.
Dun dun.
Oh man, this is fantastic.
Absolutely. So now Thirwolf has trimmed down this experience lead just a little bit. We're going to be very interesting. We're going to be very interested to see what he does once level 16 is fired. And but right now, it looks like up2ng looks like he's going to fight favorable battles.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable. I mean, with 96 agility, you gotta like your chances running from things. I mean, it can always troll you. But yeah, if you can just kill defense broken enemies, then maybe you can get a well-timed level 17 at the bottom. But again, no silver shield for up2ng, so that means no defense broken axe knights, just green dragons and below. Green dragons have fire breath, star wyverns have hurt more, so it's not going to be easy. Wizards have hurt more, so he's going to be taking damage.
Oh man, that was lucky by Thirwolf. Green Dragon only hitting for 3 thanks to the damage break, and does get 135 experience for that. That was pretty good. And now he has passed away to a stone man.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see how this silver shield difference is going to come into play here. it will, if Thirwolf decides to make the same sort of play, it may make a huge difference. The way I see things right now, Thirwolf is about 4 to 5 minutes away from getting level 16. And up2ng, like, it could go either way. Like, if you get friendly enemies and you get this next level, everything's going to be good, but it could result in possibly losing a heal more here and wasting all your herbs, which may make a huge difference.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, oh boy, this is going to be very interesting as Thirwolf still working on those golems, but I mean, up2ng is still hanging in there, still has that 3,000 experience advantage.
Right, but I mean, like, level 16 is winnable. So it might not even matter. Like, 9750 is possibly the number to go for here.
Yeah, this is going to be very interesting come about five golems from now. Now that's a monster you want to run into or an up2ng side, the werewolf with hurt.
Okay, is that still in the second zone? Yeah, looks like it. It's all gonna matter on what's in that third zone.
Oh no!
Well, that's annoying.
That's right, everyone. Monsters can dodge excellent moves in Dragon Warrior 1. That's not the case for all the other Dragon Warriors, but in this one, yep.
Yeah, in Dragon Warrior 2, they thought, we're not going to be a jerk like that. We're just going to be a jerk in other ways.
Yeah, and we could list those ways, but the race will be over by the time we're finished.
Taking a peek here, the difference is only 2,700.
Yeah, Thirwolf is slowly catching up, but...
But here's the thing. The only thing that is going to help up2ng here is is strength. You can't get the MP bonus. The agility isn't going to help that much on the Dragon Lord fight, and a little bit of HP maybe, but it would have to be like 20 HP. So if this is like a 1 power level, that's going to help a little bit, but man, you're living life on the edge.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you never know what these levels are going to give you. I mean, you could get 1 strength, you could get 30. You have no idea. And that's why so many people play this. 64 people joined this tournament this year.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting. Like, oh man, can you imagine how sick you'd feel if the level is like 1, 5, 5, and like 35? Like, man, there's all that MP just sitting there. And what if the death necklace is in the grave? That's still a possibility. Well, it's not a possibility anymore, but it was. Alrighty, so I mean, can't complain with how up2ng has handled this. I mean, it all comes down to this next level, and what is it going to be? Heck, I mean, it depends what's on the spike tile too, right? Because you have no MP you can use to heal without burning a heal more.
All right, 1 more golem away for Thirwolf, but up2ng is in the final basement. Did he skip the treasury? I had to walk away for a second.
No, the death necklace was in the big chest, 250. Or sorry, 300.
Oh, okay. So he did find the death necklace. So we'll see how this works out. It's Armored Knight is the mini boss, if I'm not mistaken. His Thirwolf hits 16.
Yeah, this is crazy. Like, up2ng is going to have to fight something if he wants to get the next level. And it's going to be out of herbs. And the werewolf is not going to be enough either. I mean, you pretty much have to gamble on a blue dragon at this point.
Well, I mean, the good news for up2ng is that he has time. He has a lot of time. So, yeah, he is now going to take on this blue dragon and call it a day here. There it is, the 180, as we reach level 17, and we have 2 power, 4 speed, 7 hit points, 6 magic. Now what? You have to fight the Dragon Lord now.
Yep, you have to. I mean, that 2 and 1 is basically the same. Your 130 attack power and 131 is still the same damage range. As we were discussing with the math earlier, because you're always rounding down. So let's take a peek here. Oh man, gets a back attack by Dragon Lord 1. Oh
yeah,
boy.
Yeah, that's not a good sign, that's for sure. But there's a regular attack, and he just got enough agility to get to 90 defense. So he was able to damage break it, and now he has to fight this. And here we go.
Better not get back attacked. Better not. Okay, we're good.
Yeah, does not. Starts with 15 damage. So
gotta consolidate with the heal more. You need a good one. There you go, 95. Still not out of the woods.
Yeah, no, 29 defense or 29 attack power so far. The Dragon Lord has anywhere from 150 to 165 hit points. And right now, up2ng is below average.
Yeah, the good thing is he's got an attack to spare here. Like, if he were to do completely average rolls, he'd be doing 180 damage, your favorite. So he's going to have to run substantially below average for things to not work out. And the Dragon Lord would have to have high HP.
That's right, 5 heal mores to go. Dealt 68 damage and still rolling below normal. Golly.
Yeah, I mean, it's getting more interesting as we go on here.
12 more damage, just 93. My goodness. I don't know if Lorgon's around. He likes to calculate these odds, but they've got to be deep into the 90s. There's your 20.
All right, so I think we're 7 below average here, which is good. Like, you basically have a buffer of 15. There you go. Now you're pretty much on average. This is pretty much a gimme at this point. It's all gonna work out, folks.
Yeah, and I think with that 12, he'd have to roll 2 10s in a row, and the odds of that are not good.
1 in 100, in fact.
And it's going to be that is going to do it. And that was a maximum roll there by the Dragon Lord, or close to it, but it is up2ng. That will win this race and advance to the grand final.
Oh man, that was actually super exciting. We saw that experience gap close in a hurry, and I mean, that fight was far from a gimme. Like, up2ng, like, he got it on his last attack, and I mean, if he got back attacked by the Dragon Lord, or if he didn't kill Dragon Lord 1 as quick, that wouldn't have worked out, and we would have had anybody's race. But I mean, that's all a moot point right now.
Yeah, exactly. And there it is, up2ng advancing in the grand final against MisterHomes next week. Final time 76 minutes 26 seconds.
I feel like I need to give a shout out to those gold slime tokens indicating the number of races won. Those are pretty tight.
You can thank Capt Uhu of Randomania for that design. So, well done to him, that's for sure. And this was indeed a best of 3, and up2ng won game 2 and game 1, and will advance to the grand final. Quite a convincing victory here this time around, and whereas in game 1 it was only 29 seconds.
Yeah, and it just makes you wonder, Thirwolf not realizing that he had hurt more. I mean, probably would have been the sole difference, but I mean, I feel like Thirwolf was slightly flustered when he finally realized it. Like, I remember noticing that he was walking the overworld and then just, like, completely walked through a giant avoidable swamp. And this was, like, right after he realized it, so... Wonder what psychology that played into things.
So our next broadcast here on RPG Limit Break is Sunday night at 8 o'clock, or at 9 o'clock, excuse me, for the Super Speed Run. We described that earlier. As we now, first of all, we're going to thank Couch23 for the 12-month subscription to RPG Limit Break. We really appreciate it. And now we will say good evening to up2ng, good game, and congratulations, and have fun with your opponent in the grand final.
Whoo! What's going on, guys? Man, that was... I feel exhausted now that, you know, anytime you get an early sword and an early hurt more, it just feels like a sprint. And, yeah, that was a pretty fun seed, actually. It wasn't like a totally free seed. There were a lot of things that, you know, a lot of challenges still. Low HP for a while. You know, took a bunch of overworld deaths, which is a little frustrating at times, but yeah, glad everything worked out. I'm sure glad that the death necklace was in that treasury. I was a little worried that I never dove the grave this time, so but it was there. And that last level was not exactly what I was looking for, but it was just enough.
Right, we were discussing that, and it gave you that little bit of buffer room, but I mean, the fact that you had to burn all your herbs on the way down and you were able to just squeeze through that DL1 fight after getting back attacked, which really blows. But you pulled through it with 50 HP and you didn't get back attacked. And I mean, by all of those powers combined, you won on your last roll.
I know, that was crazy. Yeah, and yeah, it must have been a high HP Dragon Lord also, because I thought I was like, you know, pretty deep into his HP on the previous hit. But well, yeah, I think the other thing about the level was I think it gave us just enough defense power to break DL1, and we got the one physical from DL1. He did 1 damage, so that's what prevented me from losing a turn there. If we didn't get that extra defense power, we get physical there, and I get below 48 and I have to heal. So
yeah, big point. I mean, your opponent did have the silver shield, so, but yeah, that you literally were right on the number of 90 defense, which is what you need to get that defense breaking, and it makes such a huge difference. Like, you're basically holding out for a 1 in 4 stop spell if you aren't, but if you are defense breaking him, all of a sudden, like, 40% of his options are good. So that's a pretty huge difference.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just, it definitely helps with the DL1 fight for sure. And yeah, it's never ideal to run out of herbs. I don't know if fighting all those Star Wyvern was really the right thing, but there were so many of them, and I'm not sure what else I could have really found that would have gotten me to the level. So I was just taking what was there, and you know, they just continued to hurt more me, and I kept having to use herbs, so I don't know.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, because you fought one of them, and then it hurt more you a lot, and then you had an excellent dodge against the other, and you're probably like, yeah. But yeah, it seemed like you ran away from a couple. Then when nothing else was showing up, it's like, well, I need to get this level, so I guess we're gonna have to fight them.
Yeah, I ran away from a couple when I felt like the XP was getting close and I still had a ways to go, and I kind of wanted a heal walk, you know? I wasn't getting a lot of heal walking. So I was like, yeah, I'll just use the 1 herb and then maybe I can heal walk. So then I run from 1, and then I just 3 steps later I get another encounter. So I don't know. I mean, it was not a very difficult Charlock overall. It's just that I was trying to fight my way down, so it makes it a little bit more challenging. There were no red enemies in there, so that was very ideal.
Just one on the mini boss tile.
Yeah, and the other big question I always have in seeds like this is whether or not my grind ended up being reasonable. I just wasn't sure what to do before we got hurt more, and then after we got hurt more, I was like already near Sharlock. I didn't want to go all the way back to Swamp Cave to fight golems, and a golem grind is always kind of, you have to take a lot of in trips. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I can't complain with it really, and I don't have a definitive answer, which speaks to the fact that it clearly was not bad. It was. I definitely think, like, as you got to the end, maybe you could fight golems in the long run, but like you said, you're super close to winning. You don't want to go back to the swamp cave, and that makes a lot of sense to me. So, I mean, I can't complain about those decisions because you kept a good buffer and experience while you were doing that. So that was really good.
Okay, so it sounds like I was ahead on experience going into the grind then, or whatever, so I wasn't sure. I'm never sure about how quickly the opponent's going to cover the map. This map was fairly easy, I think, and, you know, so we got all the stuff pretty quickly in this one, except for the token, which, I don't know how quickly he found Cantlin, but that was one of the last things I needed. Then the coordinates turned out to be really easy, fortunately, for us, so...
Yeah, you both pretty much completed your exploration at the same time, but honestly, like, there were two big things that kind of separated it, and one was just really bad early level luck for Thirwolf, because I mean, you both got a hand axe super quick, but then it was just like, okay, trying to kill a ghost, do 6 damage, ghost throws a hurt more down, trying to kill a magician throws fire breath down, and just like Thirwolf kept getting smoked in the early going. And then eventually, once the Hurtmore level came, he didn't end up checking his spells right away. So it was actually some time before he realized he had Hurtmore. And so that played a bit of a role.
Right. That can happen in that early grind when you're finally starting to one-shot everything. You just want to go, and you don't really need any spells. Yeah. And there was a lot of running around to get keys and doing things like that in the early game too. And sometimes that can be a little tricky to get it right. Whether or not to check the shops, you know, and then there was, obviously, once I found that there was a dungeon in the basement, then all of a sudden there was a gold grind available, and I wasn't sure what was in the shops, and so...
Yeah, and I don't blame you.
You know, then fortunately, right around that time, we got hurt more, which means, like, I don't really care what's in the shops anymore, so it wasn't that big a deal if I, like, forgot that there was a silver shield there or something. I don't know.
Right, and Thirwolf is just coming up to Mr. AK-47 mini boss, so as long as he doesn't have atrocious up2ng / beta strep rolls, everything should be fine.
Nice. Did he do any other dives or anything? Because the levels were kind of close, so I didn't know if he, like, did any other dives, because the death necklace, you could potentially have dove for the death necklace earlier. That was another thing I was considering, because I hadn't done Tablet Cave, and I also hadn't done Bottom of the Grave, and there was no, like, really good spike tile. So the other thing I was considering was trying to get to the bottom just to make sure the death necklace was there. But, like, the first zone wasn't very good for grinding, you know, so I found that one spot, so I don't know, I was just hoping the death necklace was down there.
Oh,
and then getting 17 was kind of like a hedge again, you know, against the death necklace not being there. I was like, well, maybe we can just get 17 on the way, and maybe it'll be a big level and we won't need it. You know, then when I got it, I was so close to the level, I figured I'd get it anyways. I don't know. There's a lot of weird stuff like that in the end game. Oh, he just finished. Nice. Good for him.
Actually, that's a forfeit.
Oh, whoops. Okay, I just saw something pop up in SRL. Oh, man.
Probably turn you? No? Well, it still says he's going here, but again, we'll see.
Yeah, so you feel like the early game just kind of, he just couldn't get started as quickly, and that it just kind of went from there, it sounds like.
Yeah, that gave one huge gap. Like, it was really those two things, and otherwise, all else was pretty equal. I mean, your choice of grind definitely that Armored Knight, Demon Knight, Druid Lord, Drakeem grind. That was pretty good. I really liked that.
Yeah, and then there were golems there too eventually, which for a while they weren't there. I don't know. All of a sudden I started seeing golems there too. So yeah, it was. I don't know. I'm glad that I found something there because I had tried 3 different places to grind and they weren't very good, and I just wasn't sure what I was
Yep.
going to do there.
Yep, we welcome Thirwolf to the commentary booth. Good game. And that was pretty rough there. But I mean, what cannot be discounted is you finished in the top 4.
Yeah, somehow. I blame Game Boy F9.
That's always a respectable decision.
Gee, thanks, MisterHomes.
I mean, it didn't say good, just respectable.
So a couple questions. Death Necklace, did we ever see that?
Top left chest in the Sharlock Treasury.
Ah. Yeah, I was curious. And
GG
where did
Thirwolf.
up2ng grind? Yeah, GG up2ng.
Well, he was ahead of you for most of it. I mean, you had rough luck at level 1/2 with just getting wrecked by stupid things.
Yeah.
And then you didn't seem to realize you had hurt more. You had it for a few levels before you finally used it, which didn't help things. But otherwise,
I kind of noticed it at some point.
Otherwise, like I thought pretty much you played equal, and you're basically running in parallel, so to say, like with the experience lead. And then what you wouldn't know is that you're actually this was very close to being a very even race, because up2ng dove Sharlock and grinded from 16 to 17, and the level ended up being not so good, and he had not so great Dragon Lord luck, and he ended up beating the Dragon Lord on his very last attack. So, I mean, if he had died there, then you guys would have been pretty darn close. So, I mean, that just says you basically held your ground, and given all the cards that you were dealt, you did a really good job. So I'd like to commend you on that.
Thank you very much. Had he not been done, I probably was going to check Treasury for the Death Necklace. But since he was done, I'm like, let's see if I can somehow sneak this in. And then he back attacked me, and I'm like, well, forget this.
So for that question, I did not have heal more yet when it was time to grind, and I tried a few different places, but I ended up on my way to a town south of Sharlock. There was a desert that I just stopped and grinded, like right in the desert on the overworld. There was an armored knight, a demon knight, and I think like a golem and some medium enemy like a druid lord. And they were popping up really often because it was desert tiles, and it was near the town of Garenham, so I had an inn nearby. So I just decided that was better. I had checked out the first floor of Sharlock and didn't really like it, so I wasn't sure what to do and just kind of decided to stay there in the desert.
Yeah, that I kind of got like 1 or 2 encounters when I was over there, but I decided to stick with the spike tile even though they weren't great. Yeah.
Which one did you stay with? Did you fight golems after Healmore, maybe?
I did fight golems after trying the other thing a little bit, but with the Healmore, and it was just, he sometimes would not go to sleep.
Yep.
So
I would have stayed with the Stone Man until like it started casting Healmore. I was just like, that's just too many things to have to deal with. We have no Healmore. I had no Healmore yet, and then like you said, he wasn't always falling asleep, and then and then all of a sudden he wakes up and casts Healmore. I was like, yeah, this is not going to go well. I don't know. So you stayed over there, or you switched over to the Golem? It sounds like.
I stayed with him until I got a little more HP, because I was like at 49, and I'm like, Golem doesn't sound great when I just have heal. So I got up to like 50 or close to 60, and then I'm like, I guess I'll go over to the Golem and beat on this guy forever.
Yeah. Did you were using the flute too? Because Healmore, it's tough to beat a Golem. So yeah. I felt like that was the toughest part about this seed. A lot of the rest of the seed was pretty straightforward, I thought. We had early access to keys, and relatively early hurt more, and a lot of stuff was not that dangerous. So but yeah, figuring out where to grind, I felt like was the big thing in this one, and I wasn't really sure about it.
I kind of wish I had gone right at start instead of up, because then I could have gotten keys immediately instead of buying a hand axe. and spending all my money on that than having to kind of get money for keys once I figured out, oh, that's a key town over there.
Yeah, I did the same thing actually. So it's useful to get the hand axe though, because we only had 5 strength. But yeah, I mean, you got to get the keys pretty quickly. Fortunately, like the sword wasn't right in the treasury or anything, so wasn't like an emergency to get keys. But I know what you mean. It's anytime there's a start like that, it's a little tricky to. And sometimes it's like you said, just going one direction instead of the other direction just can put you behind.
All right, so I just wanted to quickly butt in here and just point out to the audience who's still chilling for this interview, and saw 177 people, which is just awesome. This was like a really educational seed just with how to deal with certain stat peculiarities, like when you have everything and you only have 45 HP and you can't hurt more a stone man or a golem, like what do you do? And I really feel like we saw both runners go through all the options, and
there were a few times when I ran into wizards on the overworld, and I wasn't quite sure if I was going to be able to win against a wizard with 45 hit points. And we had the sword. I felt like I wasn't going to 2-shot it. I was probably 3-shotting it. I just was like, I'll just pass. I didn't want to take a death there and then have to start all the way over. So yeah, things like that were an issue.
So up2ng now moving on to the grand final against MisterHomes. Your thoughts as we go ahead and start wrapping this up?
Well, first of all, I've had a blast in this tournament. I'm glad that you guys were doing such a great job organizing, and admins and everybody. It's gone very smoothly, I think. It seems like we got just about everything broadcast. So thanks to everybody that has been volunteering for the various broadcasting duties, and tonight as well. Thanks, you guys. MisterHomes, obviously, he's a former champion at this game, and I expect no less of a matchup like that when we're in the final. To me, I feel like I'm overachieving already to make the final, and it's just, might as well just have fun with it from here on out and see what happens. Feel like, in regular casual races, he probably finishes ahead of me 4 out of 5 times. So winning 2 out of 3 is going to be an uphill battle, but you never know. Yeah,
that's right. You never know. And Thirwolf, you're technically not eliminated. We do have a 3rd place race against Lorgon sometime next week. And then after that, I think you're in the Zelda 1 randomizer tournament, and then you have the Angry Larry's Elite Tournament, playing that game that nobody's ever going to pronounce. your thoughts as we enter the final week.
Looking forward to watching the final from the sidelines, and looking forward to the 3rd place match. We'll see what I can do there. And yeah, a lot of other things going on. I got my Zelda 1 thing to schedule at some point, and at least there's no game 3, so I could probably do my Zelda 1 thing on Saturday night.
Yeah, indeed you can. And we'd like to thank both of our runners for a wonderful race, and we look forward to good things, more good things next week and in the months and years to come. And it is now time to wrap it up. So just a reminder, on Sunday night at 9 o'clock, that will be our next broadcast. That is the Super Speed Run. So we're going to play Vanilla Dragon Warrior with a whole bunch of speed ups going on. So we hope you'll join us for that. And then sometime next week, we'll have a best 2 out of 3 grand final, and then we will have a best of 1 3rd place race. And then that will be it for the tournament, and then there'll be all sorts of sad faces until the league. But in the meantime, for our runners, up2ng and Thirwolf, for our restreamer CD Improv, our tracker CyberDark86, and my co-commentator MisterHomes, this is me, Game Boy F9. You've been watching RPG Limit Break. We're going to rate speed gaming for the Zelda 1 randomizer tournament. Please have a great night.